Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my day 21. Daniela here, ReadyYLF. Thank you for joining me for, again, day 21 of my monthly video challenge. I keep wanting to say 30-day video challenge, but February does not have 30 days in it, so it keeps screwing with me. My monthly video challenge. I can't believe I only have 7 days left of coming to you live every day. Holy shimolies, that has gone by super, super fast. So tonight, coming to you tonight, it's not night yet, I can't even think. This afternoon, I usually come to you in the evenings. This afternoon I wanted to share with you one of the biggest misconceptions that I personally have run into working with people, working with myself, just like talking with people out on the street. And this is one of the, again, the biggest misconceptions that I have ever run across when it comes to, navigating a more or less spiritual life. And that myth is, or that misconception is that if I'm trying to lead a spiritual life, then I really can only feel, or should only feel, the positive vibes. Like I should always be positive. I should always, be upbeat and, manifesting magical and just wind up suddenly blinking and winning the lottery 3 times in a row but that's not exactly how it happens, is it? I found a lot of people think that too, if they're trying to pursue living a more spiritual life, that they think that that means that they can't ever have a negative thought, or they can't ever have a critical thought, or even constructive or otherwise, or that they can't dig in to a lot of the things that make them uncomfortable. They really believe that they can leave that part of themselves behind and not have to address it and not have to deal with it. And if they do try and deal with it, that by bringing up those negative emotions, that they're just manifesting more in the negative for their life. Because, what do a lot of these gurus tell us? They say, oh, well, you've got to be good vibes. The more that you dwell in the negative, the more that you're going to manifest in the negative, and so on and so on and so on. Well, what happens is a lot of people take that to mean is that if we're going to try and be spiritual, if we're going to try to be good to ourselves and good to other people and all of these things, that means that you can't ever feel a negative thought, feel a negative feeling. And that's just not true. As we go through this journey, you've got to dig out your old shit. It's quite literally the only way to actually manifest, to actually take on the true role of being a conscious creator, is to dig out your shit. But people love to tell me, they say, oh, I can't look at that. If I look at that, if I'm honest with myself about that, if I do that self-worth and that shadow work, that I'm creating more of that negativity, I'm creating more lack of self-worth because I'm just digging into how I feel terrible about myself, that I'm manifesting in the negative. And if I keep doing that, because I'm trying to avoid a giant failure, but if I keep bringing up all this negative shit about my past, then I'm going to become the giant failure because I'm keeping myself in a low vibration. This is what people end up thinking, and you may be one of them. It is a huge misconception. A huge, 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 huge misconception. So start to erase that one from your belief systems as soon as possible. Because what happens is no, you can't. If your experience in life thus far is anything to go by, and mine and everybody else's, you can't ignore that stuff. You got to bring it up. You can't ignore your shit if you're going to manifest, if you're going to be a co-creator, if you're going to be part of this ascension process. You can't ignore your shit. And as much as we try to, as much as we want to, as much as we love to come up with excuses as to why we are ignoring our shit and why today is not a good day for us to, deep dive into our, inner childhood trauma, you're going to have to do it eventually. I hate to break it to you. Now, that does not mean that you have to dwell in it. There's a difference. There's a huge difference between bringing up an emotion so that you can look at it. Pretend you're looking at a picture of somebody else almost. Bringing something up so you can look at it objectively. Say, this experience happened. This is how I felt about it. Feeling that feeling and acknowledging that that happened. But then you can overcome and not allow that energy, that negative energy, to seat itself from that experience to continue seating itself in your body and your energy field. And that's what we're doing when we're bringing up all this negative junk. So, will you feel uncomfortable? Yes. Will you cry? Probably. Will it be cute? Probably not. Is it necessary? Absolutely. It is absolutely necessary that you bring up your shit. Oh, incoming. It is absolutely necessary that you bring up your shit. Because if you can overcome those obstacles, then that is what's translating into the power for your manifesting, for your co-creative ability, for your ability to reach out to your guides and get them, and communicate with them. For your ability to, that's power that you can use. That is quite literally power and energy that is no longer locked up in your body, in your energy field, unavailable for use. That is energy and power that you can use to go after whatever your dreams and goals are. That's literally what's happening. So for those of you who, have been told and feel like I can't, ever let these bad thoughts happen, or that, I can't dive deep into my shit. I don't want to dive deep into my shit. Either I've paid my dues or it's too far gone, or, I'm never going to learn this. I'm done learning, or like whatever excuse you feel like you're telling yourself. All of that self-work, all of this self-work, all of the stuff that we talk about in the group, all of the stuff that I help people with every day, all of the people that I'm working on, all of the things that I'm working on myself, is all gasoline, is all fuel, all energy for our spiritual, physical experience. So if you're not doing that, if you're not doing your inner work, and inner work is a part of self-care. And we've been talking about self-care a lot because we just had Valentine's Day. Self-care. Doing your inner work, or your shadow work, or your inner child work, or whatever you choose to call it. If you're not doing that, you are running on an empty tank. Because it is self-care. It is self-care in the way that you are spending time with yourself to dig out old, festering, rotting, nasty energies that are literally seated and ensconced and barnacled into your system. Because it starts as a vibration out in the field, okay? And the longer we hold it, the more physical it manifests into reality. And this is why we get cancers. This is why we have physical ailments. A lot of the reason why is because we are holding on to this junk in our energy field for so long that it actually takes a physical manifestation. So if you're not doing your inner work, if you're not diving deep, if you are shying away from it because you feel like bringing up that negative energy is only going to create more negative, then you are running on an empty tank. You are fooling yourself. And I hate to put it like that. Drop a little bomb. Not cute. But I'm also not here to bullshit you. I am here to teach you what I have learned through bullshitting myself for so many years. You can't bullshit yourself. If you're going to work the path, if you're going to try and live the life, there are going to be times where you're going to be uncomfortable.